Hey again, guys. So Dwight here. I'm gonna be reviewing one of my new favorite products, and it happens to be something that's not very exciting to talk about, but it's a very important tool for videographers and cinematographers, and it's a camera monitor. I have it right here in my hand, and usually a camera monitor is on the camera, but because I'm recording myself, I wanted to have it to look at, right, to make sure my frame is right. I have it paired with an Axon transmitter right now, so it's not necessarily a very sexy setup. It's just me holding both of these things, trying not to drop them. But I really like this monitor. It's a 6-inch 2000 nit brightness camera monitor. Now that's essential for people who are using stuff outside in the daylight, high sunlight. It's very important that you have a bright camera monitor. Now what's cool is it also comes with a sun hood, and it makes it like great shooting outdoors. And I've had this for a week, and I've already used it outdoors in high bright environments, and it's phenomenal. A couple of things I like about it is also being able to load some LUTs on, and I did kind of have to figure it out. There's probably a manual that told me the best way to do it, but I had just tried a couple of SSDs. I was trying to like load a LUT from my solid state drive. That didn't work. I had to get a thumb drive, like a slower thumb drive, and that worked fine. Right now I'm currently monitoring it with the Phantom LUT, the neutral LUT, which looks great. I'm shooting on a Sony FX3, so we're shooting S-Log 3 10-bit, and obviously I could do more fancy stuff with lighting and like a practical light and all that kind of stuff. I could have done all that, but I just have one key light and shooting this talking head thing. Now, a couple of things, like I said, very bright monitor, being able to load LUTs on, and the LUTs are like really simple to use. It has some built-in LUTs, but I personally would just throw on the LUT that I use most often, which is the Phantom LUT, the neutral one. And then cool, it has like 3 different power options. You have the typical FPF batteries. You have DC 12 volts in and Type C in, which is cool because most of the time I have this on my camera or my gimbal, and I have a V-mount battery powering it. But also what I've been doing is just having this monitor, this battery actually, the Viltrox, if you'll focus, yeah. That V-mount, that MPF battery came with the monitor. So I just have that on the monitor while powering it from the V-mount. So if the V-mount dies or I need to swap out the V-mount, the monitor is still on. So that's cool. And then it has everything else that the typical person needs for exposure, your full waveform, histogram, zebras, and false color. I'm a huge fan of false color and zebras. So having those, and when I'm checking the false color and the zebras, especially the zebras, when I'm checking it in comparison to my camera zebras, it's almost like 1-to-1 match. So that's great. And custom buttons. It has 4 custom buttons, which are great. I have them right now set up for zebras and false color and focus peaking, which are the 3 things I use most often. And so yeah, that's basically the things that I care to know about it. Obviously a headphone out port for monitoring your audio. I also loved the in and out feature. So I know, and this is no shade against other companies, but I know Atomos, the new Atomos Shinobi 2 came out, and it seemed like a great monitor, and I was considering it, but it doesn't have HDMI loop in and out. That's something I use very often. A lot of times I'm working at events, doing event coverage, and sometimes they're live streaming those events, so I need to be able to send an HDMI feed into a switcher. And so if it doesn't have an HDMI loop out, I'm very rarely gonna pick that monitor over something else. They also have another version with SDI out. This is the one without SDI. I think it's like maybe 30 bucks difference, 30 or 40 bucks difference. But the truth is, all the cameras I'm using are HDMI. I'm using Sony FX30 and FX3s. So right now I don't have a need for an SDI out. I just figure if whenever I'm going to be buying an SDI, a camera with SDI out, probably like an FX6, I'll just buy either the the more expensive version of this, or maybe an even more expensive monitor if my budget allows. All right, so quick update. While I'm editing this, I went to get a screenshot of the DC-X2, and it turns out they're on sale right now. So the DC-X2 is actually the cost now of what I paid for the X2 like a week and a half ago. You'll find these deals pop up all the time. So right now the DC-X2 is $25 more expensive than the X2. So it probably would make more sense to get the X2. But right now this is just about everything I need. It's very well built. It looks great, and I know looks are maybe not the highest priority, but I like the fact that it looks great. I do like the fact that it has this metal gray type finish, which is almost the exact perfect match for the FX2, which I'm wondering if is intentional, but I love it. And yeah, I mean, just about everything you need to know about it, I hope I covered. You have these 1/4-inch mounting points on the side, on the bottom. I wish there was one on the top. I have found when I was rigging up my gimbal, it was slightly awkward to get it just at the right angle with these mounting points. So I would have wished for one at the top. So maybe that's my only gripe, but that's probably a very specific thing to me, and it's just nitpicking. Otherwise, I love this monitor. This is not a sponsored video. Viltrox did not sponsor me. I wish they would, but I bought this with my own money. No money exchange hands, all that kind of stuff. I was just in the market for a good camera monitor. This just came out. I know I saw some earlier reviews from some of the much more experienced YouTube creators, but this is my first impressions. I think it's maybe just rolling out for most people to pick up. So I grabbed it while it was in stock, and only using it for a week, and I'm absolutely in love with it. It's better than my last monitor, which was a more budget-friendly monitor, the Field monitor, but this is pretty solid. So yep, that's what I want to share. Hopefully you find this helpful. If you do like this kind of content, go ahead and like it, and share it, subscribe, comment any questions you have. This is one of my earlier YouTube videos, so I will definitely be posting more reviews on some of the other gear that I have. There are a couple of things that I'm working on. But if you have any questions, drop that in the comment, and we'll talk about it.